All right, let's dive right into some pretty universal but often shamed experiences that so many girls face. We're going to look at some really personal stories that honestly shed a light on a much bigger issue in our society. Right from the jump, the source material for this explainer hits us with this powerful statement. It's talking about experiences that are completely natural, but for some reason they're treated with this weird shame and secrecy.
And that's really the big question we're tackling today, isn't it? We're going to explore this by breaking down a few powerful, personal stories that kind of serve as case studies into how society's reaction, not the event itself, is what creates all the shame.
So, first up, let's talk about a moment that should be all about care and guidance, but way too often it becomes a source of trauma, the very first period. Okay, so picture this. Our speaker's story starts here. She's just a kid, in 4th grade, sitting in her classroom, totally unaware of what's about to happen to her body. She's in a public space, about to face something deeply confusing. You know, her immediate reaction wasn't understanding, it was just pure fear. She literally thought she was hurt, that she was bleeding from a cut. And all of this terror was made so much worse because she was at school, surrounded by her friends and teachers. And this just lays out the core problem perfectly. Instead of getting the guidance and support she so desperately needed, what did she get? Laughter, stares, and silence. She was just sent home all alone to deal with this terrifying thing. A completely normal biological event got turned into a moment of public humiliation, all because of how other people reacted.
So next up, we're going to see how this whole theme of shame doesn't just stop with the experience itself. It actually extends to the very products that are designed to, help manage it.
I mean, this is a situation that countless girls and women have found themselves in, right? Our speaker was in this exact spot, and she was forced to make this really uncomfortable, stressful decision about a simple act of hygiene. And what's really crucial here is the sheer amount of effort and planning that went into this. Just to avoid judgment, she had to meticulously disguise a used pad to look like something she just bought, all so she could walk out of a bathroom without being noticed or shamed.
But wait, it doesn't even stop there with disposal. The next story really highlights the absurdity around just buying a completely normal and necessary product.
Get this, there's this whole ritual. It isn't just about being discreet. It's a process literally designed to hide a normal product like it's some kind of contraband. First, the newspaper, then a black bag, and then another black bag. Every single step just reinforces this unspoken idea that this is something you should be ashamed of.
So right there, in that moment, she just calls the shopkeeper out on this obvious double standard. She asks him point blank why a product for female biology is treated with so much secrecy, why it's done in a way that just makes girls feel embarrassed for a need that is totally universal and natural.
Okay, so it's not just about periods. This kind of societal judgment, it creeps into everything. A girl's body, her clothes, it can turn these tiny, everyday issues into huge moments of embarrassment.
And to show this, we get these two totally different stories about minor wardrobe malfunctions. But they perfectly reveal the best, and unfortunately the worst, of how people can react.
So in the first story, it's her own aunt who sees her bra strap is showing. And instead of just, quietly leaning over and telling her, she just stares with this disapproving look. That stare did absolutely nothing to help. It just made her feel ashamed and totally scrutinized.
But then you get this other story, and it shows you that in the exact same situation, people always have a choice. While some guys chose to stare and make her feel uncomfortable, one person chose to support her. He didn't say a single word. He just moved his body to shield her from their gaze, offering help without drawing any more attention to it.
So after hearing all of these really personal stories, what's the big lesson here? What are we supposed to take away from all of this?
Well, it comes back to that helpful boy on the train. His actions are this crucial reminder, a little glimmer of hope, right? For every shaming stare, there is the potential for an act of empathy and kindness. And that really shows us a clear path forward.
And this is a really important point. Society has been focusing on the completely wrong thing. These natural parts of life are not the problem. They have never been the problem.
No, the real issue, the actual problem, is the perspective. It's the judgmental thinking of the person watching. The shame isn't created by the reality of the situation, it's created by the gaze.
And that's really the heart of it all. True, meaningful change isn't going to come from hiding these experiences more. It's going to come from shifting our collective perspective, moving away from judgment and shame, and towards empathy, support, and just normalcy. So we want to leave you with this final thought. By asking this question, we start to recognize that these unspoken moments are actually a shared reality for so many people. And by finally speaking about them, we take the first real step toward changing the narrative for good.